What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to Funnelheads. Well, Carnival Cruise Lines, as you can see, has another update for all of us. I swear they've had like 4 or 5 updates in the last week or so, but we're going to go through. I am going to be looking at the email that we received for the culinary update, so that way we don't miss any of the information. There's a lot packed into a small, tight email, and also just kind of my thoughts on, these changes and so forth. But let's get right into it. Now, basically, Carnival Cruise Lines has stated that because of the impact of inflation, the higher prices of product, as well as supply issues and shortages of that product, they do have to change quite a few items in regards to the food protocols. Now, the first change is going to come through specialty dining, and that is the steakhouse. Now, the price per person before was $42 per person, and that is going to be moving to $48 per person. Now, on sailings before the last day of the year, December 31st, 2022, if you paid for the steakhouse in advance, you will still get the current rate of $42 per person. For sailings after January 1st, people that have already paid in advance the specialty dining for steakouts, your reservation will still remain the same. However, any sailings next year that aren't booked in advance, you are going to unfortunately have to pay that $48 per person. Now, another change involves the lobster dish that everybody knows and loves. They're still going to offer this on 6 nights or more for cruises. However, instead of the first formal night, which is typically the first sea day, it is going to move to the second formal night. Now, moving right along, we have the food waste initiative changes, starting off with the ice cream and yogurt stations. Now, if you could remember or been on a cruise before, you probably remember having ice cream or yogurt, being available to you 24/7. Well, they are going to change that. It's no longer going to be available 24/7. Starting on November 7th and after, it is going to be open from 11 a.m. in the morning to midnight. Now, the last change on the food waste initiative is going to revolve around the extra portions or extra plates, specifically in the main dining room, as well as the free specialty restaurants like Chibang or Cucina del Capitano. Now, previously on a Carnival ship, let's say it was lobster night, you wanted to get 5 lobster tails, no problem, no questions asked. 5 lobster tails were delivered to the table. Well, now, starting November 7th, your first plate is free, your second plate is free. However, starting off on that third plate, it is going to be $5 extra. Now, those are all the changes for now, and I say for now because it seems like every other day we have some type of update with the cruise industry on pricing and changes on board. But understandably, of course, inflation is a major thing. We're all feeling it across, the world right now, wherever you live, and the cruise industry is feeling it too. So I can understand some of these changes, like the steakhouse price increase. I don't love it, of course. I wouldn't expect anybody to love it, but I do understand it. Now, one change I don't like at all is going to be the ice cream and yogurt change. And not for me. I typically only have like 1 cone a cruise anyway. But for little man, we typically allow him to get ice cream pretty early, sometimes, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, after he's been swimming for a couple of hours. So that is a little disappointing. We will get over it. It's not a huge deal or anything, but it is a change that does affect us. As well as the final day of each sailing, we always allow him to get an ice cream cone on the go. It's kind of like this thing that we've just gotten used to, and it's kind of a tradition, even though it sounds silly. The one thing that I do, or the one change that I actually really do enjoy or like, is that third plate charge, because there are so many times, especially in the dining room, where people will order, and everything is just left on the table. It's a huge waste of food. They have that issue, of course, in the buffets as well. I have no idea how they would combat the waste of food, around the buffet areas, but if it helps, saving some of that food waste, I absolutely say go for it on that end. I did not know that you could order half portion size meals in the main dining room, so I will have to keep that in mind. There's been many of times where either me or Michelle wanted to try something, not particularly because we knew we would love it or anything like that, but because, you know, it's included, it's free, we've never tried it before, and we want to see if we like it or not. And unfortunately, 5 times out of 10, 50% of the time, we do not like it, and it does go to waste. So if they had even smaller portions than even a half portion, I would say that would be a great idea. And the last change, I don't even know if it's going to affect anybody, but the lobster change from the first formal night to the second formal night, I have no idea why they want to make that change. It must be maybe they're purchasing it from, you know, another port or something like that. But I don't think that's going to affect anybody. It definitely doesn't affect us. So. But anyway, let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on these changes? Like them, hate them. You know, what's the worst change for you or your family specifically? How does it affect you? Would love to read all the comments. As always, thank you so much for the support. Hopefully we'll see you right back here in the next video or on a cruise ship one day. Catch you later.